Exactly.
Yeah, he was a beaten man before.
And yet, you look at his scoring tonight, his top break's been 48, and it's way, way down on the levels that he's produced earlier in the week. He's had 3 centuries, as we said. He's had 2 breaks of a 50-plus as well against Deng, and he had a 77, a 74 against Bingham. It's a complete contrast, but you're right. Will this spark him into life?
That's right, but the other guy's got to get to 6. He's still in the match.
Right we go.
Yeah.
You got to leave, sorry.
6 is the magic number for a place into tomorrow's final. And all we thought for a moment, Joe was out and Barry had 1 foot in the final. This match is back on now. How will that last frame affect Barry Hawkins? That's the question.
One.
Nice easy start there, but he's going to need a... Well, he can play this black 2 ways. He can try and screw off the side cushion or just drop it in and take the difficult red. And he's gone up for the one left of the black spot.
8.
Could have hit it with a bit more pace.
Joe Perry, 8.
What a chance he's let go there. I mean, if the last frame was going to be a turning point, he had to make the most of that opportunity. Much too thick on that one from Barry. But no easy starter for Joe here. Good pot needed. Well, when you take this long and you take a sharp intake of breath, I think he's considering taking the pot on here, but he knows it's fraught with danger. Has every shot now. He'll be thinking that my next mistake could be my last. He's got a bit to do with this cue ball, because the black will only go in this pocket that he's playing this red. But he's got it. And he's on the black into the same pocket as the red. Super shot.
Oh, what a tremendous putt that was. That's more like it. Oh. Needed to travel with the cue ball. Another 5 or 6 inches there. He's trying to get
8
on that red. He's close to into the same pocket as the black, but he's on this red here.
9.
May just have a red to the far left corner.
16.
It's not ideal by any means, but it's a chance. And it's a good putt.
Twenty-four. $25.
Perfect. So what a chance this is to get within one of Barry Hawkins and really keep the pressure firmly on Barry. He must have thought he was in the final about 20 minutes ago.
$30. $31.
Might play a little cannon on the red directly up from the black. He's played it very, very well, and that's brought another couple of reds into play.
38. $39.
A little bit straighter on the blue would have been ideal, but he could play a little cannon actually on the pink and the red together. He'd be lucky if he's not on one. Well, it could have been better than that. He wanted to hit the join of the red and the pink.
44.
Still got this one to the right middle. Got to be accurate though.
45.
He's looking a bit smoother now, Ken.
Yeah, and he's certainly picked up the pace. A bit more of a spring in his step now at the moment. He's looking an awful lot better than he did in the previous few frames. As Stephen said in the
51.
studio, he looked like a beaten man, but all of a sudden, how quick things can change.
Yeah, this red he's looking at. I mean, if the red wasn't near the left-hand side cushion, he could run through for the black. So, going up for blue or bought colour.
52.
Stunned it over. That's okay. Just got to avoid a kiss on one of those reds near the top cushion. Just got to avoid this kiss. Well, that was so careless.
57.
And when you consider he was only looking for one more red and a colour, that was the only thing that could go wrong if he kissed that red.
Well, what does he do here, John? Does he take this red into the bottom right-hand corner pocket? 65 ahead. Still 75 left on the table. Was that?
Joe Perry, 57.
Sits down, 65 points in front, but there's still 75 remaining. Another twist.
1.
Needs reds, colours, and the 6 remaining colours to win frame and match. Big ask.
Good pot that under the circumstances.
8. Nine.
Yeah. Joe will be faring the worst. But for that kiss, forced him out of position. He would have got another frame on the board.
16.
No. No. Well,
Perry Hawkins, 16.
he hasn't missed many with the rest.
Red no colour needed. I don't know whether he feels he can cut this red into the left corner. Doesn't really want to leave it there. It's a thin one, but I think it cuts. Okay, he wouldn't have much idea where the cue ball's going, but just concentrate on the pot. You're lucky not to be on something. Well, in the end, sort of played it half-heartedly. I'd have fully committed to that. Wouldn't have been playing that as a shot for nothing. But it doesn't look as though he's left anything easy.
He's going to get another chance. That's better. And he's on the ball. Broad colour. 50 points ahead. Brown will put him 54 ahead with just 51 remaining. Oh, well, how did he find a gap there?
5. Joe Perry, 5.
Yeah, that's a clever shot. You may think, well, why didn't he play the double? But if he just got sent the double and not got it, he'd have left a single red at this end and then a chance of a snooker behind the black. He wants to keep those two reds together for the time being and not hand the initiative to Barry.
Yeah, and also that nice little kiss on the black, John, has knocked it into a safe position as well.
No harm in that for Joe. straight red to the far left corner. He's not going to play it. Yeah, that's not bad. He's left Barry that red to the far left corner, but of course Barry needing at the moment 1 4-point snooker. If he potted that red and, for example, potted the green, then he'd need 2 snookers. He needs a red with a high value colours. He's played this nicely though. Got a good length for the cue ball. Excellent length for the cue ball. But Joe may be tempted to play the pot this time. When your opponent needs a snooker and there's 3 reds remaining on the table, you always feel that it's going to be very difficult for him to get a snooker and snooker on all those 3 reds. So, not a lot of pressure here on Joe at the moment. Of course, if Barry could pot 2 of the reds with high value colours, all of a sudden the frame takes on a different complexion.
One.
Yes, he's got to play the pink. If he plays the blue, so playing the pink, in actual fact, he's a
7.
black really here. At the moment he wants 1 snooker to tie. Can't afford another pink. He's trying to get on the black.
Barry Hawkins 7.
Well, that's one time he didn't need the red to go in. Look at the snooker he'd have had.
Barry Hawkins 1.
Okay, he's got the snooker, but there's no miss will be called when we're in the snooker's required stage, and the difference now is 46 with 35 remaining.
Yeah, one snooker and a free ball would be enough, but here's this shot again. What a fantastic effort this was. But for that red going in the pocket, been a great snooker. Now Joe's got to be very careful here. He doesn't leave a free ball. He got out of it an amazing snooker a couple of frames ago. He's going to need that again. As long as it's over the right hand side of the table, it's not going to be a free ball. But
Barry Hawkins 4.
Barry will have a chance of getting this cue ball behind the pink, and red will be going back up into balk.
Yes, but 2 snookers required. Big ask. Well, may have got one, but is there a gap between the blue and pink?
Not quite sure where you can see the red direct, but you can certainly see the ball cushion, and it's just straightforward off the ball cushion. And well, he doesn't like it. Maybe it's too close to the blue, so 2 cushions here. See 35 behind, 35 remaining, 42 behind, so 2 4-point snookers, and probably won't pot the red here. There's no point. It's a very good effort. Excellent shot. Yeah, good snooker, but if that had a run closer to the brown and yellow, this left cushion would have been taken out of the equation. No. Well.
Oh. Barry Hawkins
Is there
6.
another twist in this, John?
Oh, hit the pink, but it's still not enough to let Barry win. He's 36 points behind now, 35 remaining. So if he was to pot the red and the blue and then play a snooker off the yellow behind the brown, that seems an alternative way to go about this.
Yeah, we can pot the red, pot the blue or the brown, or even we could stun the cue ball in behind the blue here. But I think the best is probably to pot the red, get on the blue. Or pink, of course, but
1.
because of the proximity of the yellow to the brown, if we can get really close to the yellow, we can lay a straightforward snooker.
He's just looking now, a little scratch of the head. Maybe he didn't realise that the blue would have been enough. Just that if he'd have played for the blue, it'd have been easier to get where he wanted to in the D, to lay that snooker behind the brown.
It's not really close enough, is it?
7.
No. The problem is he's going to get a snooker that's going to be difficult to hit. Oh. And that's end of
Barry
frame.
Hawkins 7.
He's not even got the snooker. So, Barry Hawkins is still going to be 1 frame away from victory. But Joe Perry is only 1 frame away
Joe Perry 2.
from being level. Be disappointed to have missed that green, but 2 snookers required once again. Well, just be wary here that in playing this thing cut, he doesn't send the cue ball near a pocket, and that will be end of frame. Don't see any way Barry Hawkins is going to come back to the table. I think he's preparing to leave the arena.
Yeah, 3 in the frame.
Yep, not a concession going to the arena. Whether he's going to have a word with Terry Griffiths or not, just to calm him down. But Joe Perry is right back in this. 5-4 Hawkins.
Need some good resolve, really, to
Thank
sort
you,
of
frame 10.
and fortitude to
Barry
regroup.
Hawkins to break.
Yeah, I mean, it's back to basics now, just one shot at a time. That's all you concentrate on.
Well, Hawkins still just 1 frame away from consecutive Masters finals in consecutive years.
Yes, Hazel, 1 frame away, but as we all know, always the hardest one to win. Doesn't get any easier when you've lost a frame, when your opponent needs a snooker. Pressure has reverted into the corner of Barry Hawkins at the moment. Match time just over 3 hours now. Joe Perry is in the ascendancy.
1.
We've seen it
Joe
time
Perry
and time
won.
again how matches can change, John. You know, just from one particular incident or one shot. But we didn't see this coming, did we? Because Joe hadn't been playing too well and wasn't winning frames in one visit. And anyway, that's probably the one worry I'd have for him for the rest of this match. But he's got himself back in it through grit and determination.
Absolutely, and like you're saying, and we've been saying all during the match, and Stephen in the studio, the fact he's not been winning frames in one visit, but now it's got to the nitty-gritty of this match. I don't think that really counts now. It's just getting what you can. You know, it's whoever wins the next frame or the next 2 frames in Joe's case. So I think winning frames in one visit now, early on in the match you think it makes a difference, but not now we've got to the end of the match. And he's got here playing like that, so why can't he go and win it in that style?
Touching ball, Joe.
Touching ball, that's handy. Nice easy path back to the balk end.
Okay, thank you.
Caught the brown. Okay, may not have left a pot that will tempt Barry, but hand on the table, and that target of yellow and brown to try and hide the cue ball behind is very tempting. I was having a look at something there, Joe. Sometimes you think, are they looking at a plan? He may be looking to make certain he doesn't knock a red over the right corner pocket, but he's got to hit this just right. Catching the blue, that's dangerous.
Doesn't pot, so maybe screwing off the red and the pink. Well, he's played a nice, delicate little cannon into that red, and that was an excellent shot. Just nudged the red out of the way. He's got the pink now into the left centre.
Pink on the blue
7.
spot. But he's only, well, if he's on this red, he's very straight. He's going to need a good shot to get back up for the pink.
Eight.
Well, good effort. He's got the pink to the far left corner, but it's not obvious where the next red comes from. We'll have to play another very precise positional shot here.
Stop moving, please. Thank you.
No. This game is getting a little
Barry
bit
Hawkins,
harder for
8.
Barry Hawkins now.
I would love to get that pink back up this end of the table. It may not go on its own spot. Certainly go on the blue spot.
Yeah, and as
1.
we saw that red go in there, doesn't want to finish tight on the port cushion. Well, I think he just about cut the pink in, but he wanted a half ball pot. Not a thin one like this. But there's definitely now 2 reds on the right hand side of the main cluster that go to the left corner. But he's just a bit thin on the pink to play for that, I feel. What's the alternative? Well, he's on this red along the top cushion, but
7.
got to be careful. Playing it with pace for the pink on the blue spot. Got to be accurate. And was.
8.
But just not hard enough. Just short of perfect position. There's our blue line, and he's the wrong side of it.
Yeah, the red left of the bunch. Maybe potable into this bottom right hand corner
14.
pocket. There you see it. Good shot.
15.
He's got his pot and boots back on.
Yep, the red at the top of that cluster is available to the left corner. So not a lot of work to do. It's a chance. I'm not saying it's a frame winning chance.
18.
But certainly a chance to get another 30 or so points at this visit.
19.
I don't know why he didn't play for the pink. Maybe he did and got into the cue ball too much.
Yeah, a bit of adrenaline there.
I can only assume that he's looked at this a couple of times. This red to the left of the black does pass the black. It does.
24.
Now, can he hold for the black in the same pocket? Well, he's playing a run through. He's trying to nudge the black on. And he has
25.
done. He has done. That's a terrific shot.
Yeah.
Oh, heavy contact. Wanted to be straighter on this red. Oh, the black jumping up.
32.
Yeah, but that previous shot, John, to bring the black into play, just more evidence of how he's feeling. Cued it superbly well. Watch this. Wonderful.
$33.
Well, that used all the pocket, and he'd like to have been a little bit straighter on this pink. I don't think he wants to risk the cannon because there's a couple of reds that will pot. Can he avoid it, the cannon? Well, in the end, he decides to play a tentative one, but it's okay, I suppose. He's got a pot on, but
39.
you either go into them full-blooded or you don't go into them, for me, but anyway, he's got a pot on, 32-point lead. He could still win the frame at this visit. Good pot.
40.
Yeah, he's pulling out some crackers to keep this break going. Excellent pot again.
Yeah, played it nicely. I don't
43.
think the black goes to the right corner. If it was, it'd just be a case of rolling this in, but he might have to go up for the pink. And he has to. Needs to run a little bit. Needs to run. Perfect! Absolutely is perfect. This pink will put him 43 points in front. Another couple of reds needed. And we're going to have a decider. From nowhere. Must seem a long time ago now when Barry potted
50.
that green and looked as though he was in the final.
51.
Yeah, we certainly did. And I'm sure most of the crowd did as well. But one man who didn't, which is most importantly, is that man out there.
Yeah, but you can see now, Ken, he's so disappointed because he needs the pink and he needs one more red. Wrong side of the blue line, but he's looking at the possibility. Is there a plant appeared? Can he make the plant? It can be made. If you at the first red on the
57.
left-hand side, it'll push the second red to the right. This can be made, and the red is all that's required to force a decider. It's there. We have a decider.
58.
And no way back to the table now for Barry, so he'll be preparing for that decider. What a turnaround
61.
this has been. Dad
62.
Peter, again, shaking his head. I don't think he can believe it, but it's a reality now.
Yeah, his good friend Carl Burrows, who's a former professional, is here as well. Okay.
62
Pink
in the
hasn't
frame.
got in, but Perry stays in his chair. We're into a decider. Joe Perry has come from 5-2 down. It's now 5-all, one frame for both players for a place in tomorrow's final.
Well, we spoke to members of both these fellas' families. They were going through the mill at the interval. My goodness, what are they going through now? What a comeback, and from absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's horrible, but you just got to then go, OK, it's just a one-frame decider.
It is. 26 years in the game, Joe Perry. He's never made it to one of the majors, one of the finals of snooker's top 3 tournaments. Barry Hawkins has been to 2 before, a World Championship and last year's Masters, and the great friends shake hands. It's all on this one
Settle
frame.
down, please. Thank you. Quiet now, please. Gentlemen, please. Thank you.
Time for everybody to calm down. Can the 2 players? The prize for winning this frame, a place in the Dafabet Masters final against Ronnie O'Sullivan tomorrow afternoon and
Settle
evening.
down, please.
What an occasion that will be for either player. Who can take the opportunity?
Well, Joe is going to get first chance. And this, without doubt, will be one of the most important frames in Joe Perry's career. Oh, wow. He's a long way away from that. A long way away. He's got away with it.
I think he may have got away with that. Or does this red cut back to the left middle? It's a thin one if it does. He's eyeing up the potting angle. Just dropped. Thought he was going to stay there for a second, and he's just about on the yellow. Who can take their opportunity? Who can hold the nerve?
Three. Four.
Yeah, the fact that it went into the left-hand side of the pocket, he's sort of the wrong side of the pink now. Wanted to have a nice angle on the pink just to drop it in and come down for the red left of the black.
Gentlemen, stop shouting out. He's at the table, let him concentrate.
Yeah, well said, Jan by us.
10.
As Ken mentioned, the potting angle he had on the pink, he was never going to be perfect on this red, so using the rest, and it's not straightforward. I think he's got to play the little tracer side, makes the red missable. Yep, that little tracer side to check the cue.
Perry-Hawkins 10.
Threw it offline.
Quite a long way away. Got to be careful here with this safety.
Having a look what he's left, and he's left a red, but I'm not certain if he can avoid the kiss on the black here in play. Well, he's not playing the pot, so he obviously doesn't think he can. He's just playing safe. Not the best safety. Expect a better one, or should get a better one from Joe Perry here.
Chance for Barry Hawkins. There is a gap around the back of those reds, just around that black spot. He's got to be very accurate with this when potting this red. Try and get back up for pink or blue.
Decided to hold for the black and couldn't have played any better. That's a fantastic shot.
That was a wonderful shot, John. It's given him a great opportunity now.
Yeah, that's what's called grasping the nettle, isn't it? You realise that if you could get the cannon, you get the black on its spot into play and give him a possible frame and match winning chance.
9.
Still a lot of balls to be potted before that happens.
$16. $17.
The red, obviously, to the left of the black is available, but I think there's also a red at the bottom of the cluster. You can just see it sticking out from the main bunch. That's available into this corner as well. But he will have to go into the cluster
24.
Sooner rather than later, because he can't win the frame with just these two loose reds.
25.
He'll have to play for the loose red now, though, because he's not got the angle to try and disturb things. Have to run round off two cushions. Well, he could do it off one, same difference.
Yeah.
You'd have thought maybe you'd have wanted to come a little bit low on this red, but
32.
You'll have to get a good angle on the black now.
.33.
Yeah, needs to hit this black with a bit of pace because this pack is very tightly packed. He's going to need a bit of power here. Yeah, very tightly packed and didn't really get into the cue ball like he normally does.
40.
Yeah, I always feel with that type of shot, you can see the way the cue ball moved back. He had a little bit of backspin. I always feel you're better stunning through them. Anyway, he's on nothing. He's got a 50-point lead, but there's still 91 points remaining. Gone for the double.
Barry Hawkins.
Well,
40.
a tentative double. He was more interested in getting the cue ball. Well, the Reds are now in the open. Can Joe Perry play a good safety and force a mistake from Barry? I mean, in an ideal world, you'd like to flick off one of the Reds and maybe use the brown as a target. That would be a good safety. Don't let it too thick, though, and catch the bump in the middle pocket. The loser in this semi-final will get £50,000. The winner, £90,000. So hanging on this frame is £40,000. But more importantly, that date with Ronnie O'Sullivan in a tremendous occasion tomorrow in the final of the Dafabet Masters. He's given this plenty of thought. I mean, I should think those three Reds in the middle of the table, you can get to the left-hand one. Well, you're going to try and play thin off this and get near the brown. Well, he's played that one, a double kiss. He's left a pot on, but he could have left something easier than this.
Yeah. Well, maybe there's a gap between the blue and pink for this red into the bottom left-hand corner pocket. It's very tight, but it may be actually a good guide here. It's definitely on.
Well, if it wasn't a deciding frame, you've got the feeling, Ken, that he'd have potted that, but there was a lot on it, wasn't there?
There certainly was, and what a chance now for Joe Perry. Red to right centre. Anything is missable though at this stage.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the fact that it's got to this stage means that both players have made mistakes. That was a nice cannon to get. He's opened those 2 reds up now.
8. Nine.
Just a case now of holding yourself together. I'm looking at Joe's father there, Ken. He'll be playing every shot, won't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
16.
Not easy watching.
17. Just want to measure that, Joe.
Got into that.
Adrenaline there, wasn't he? He overscrewed that a little bit.
Doesn't really want it going on the pink spot, to be honest. They prefer it to be on
23.
the blue spot.
Yeah, but he'll have to play on the black now, off this red. He could have played for the pink or blue if it had been straighter on it.
24.
But he's okay. Could have done with another inch or 2 to be perfect. But right in the heart of the pocket. Reduces arrears now to 19.
31.
He's going to need the awkward brown. But he won't be looking that far ahead
32.
just yet. Nothing he can
39.
do now. It's the loneliest seat in the world. Cued that nicely. Got through that well. So he's taking these quite well at the moment, Ken.
Yeah, his positional play has been superb. He looks a completely different player to a few frames ago. He's looking at him with
46.
a lot of confidence, but still a lot of work to do. As you said, John, that brown may be the pivotal ball in this final frame.
47.
Again, bit of adrenaline. Overscrewed that by a couple of feet.
Just when he needed pinpoint position, he's not got it.
52.
2 points ahead now. Oh, terrific pot that was.
53.
What a good pot. Just about okay. A little bit short, you can see the way
56.
he breathed in there. Puff of the cheeks. Should have been straighter on the yellow.
Yeah, and he needs a good angle when he pots this yellow on the green to try and get close to that brown. Doesn't want to be straight. Doesn't want to be straight on this green.
58.
Looks okay. Well,
Is he a bit straight?
Must be. I'm looking at his body language, Ken. He must be very straight. Well, you couldn't be straighter. So he can't get close to the brown. You see his annoyance, frustration. He needs green, brown and blue for a place in the final. And this brown,
61.
no need to tell you, is tough. Do you risk it all?
I think because of the way he's playing, he's confident, he's going to go for it. But this is so tough.
oh,
Hawkins. What a result! Blows a kiss to his father Peter, who's on his feet, and why wouldn't he be? What a turnaround this is! But he's missed the pink.
Joe Perry, 70.
Two snookers needed. 20 points to the lead, 13 remaining. Well, I've seen a lot of things at this game, Ken, but I've not seen a match that has turned on its head like this one for a long, long time.
Incredible. What a comeback from Joe Perry. One of the biggest frames of his 26-year career. Incredible. This pink looks close.
It looks close, it looks in. It's there! Well, would you believe it? Best of frames, Barry Hawkins, though, will be absolutely gutted. He was 5-2 in front. Joe Perry needed a snooker. He got the snooker, won that frame. Dad's coming down to give him a big hug, I'm sure. And he's through to the final to play Ronnie O'Sullivan. What a turnaround, what a victory. 5-4, Joe Perry, sorry, 6-5, I'm getting carried away.
I think we're all getting carried away. Absolutely extraordinary. I'm sure you stayed up with us 11:30 at night. It was worth it, wasn't it? Because that is an extraordinary turnaround. Needed a snooker in the 8th frame. He was down on his uppers there. How has he turned this around, Steve?
It's not just that. He just didn't. His body language didn't look good. It was,
No.
you know, I mean, on other occasions, you think perhaps you need a snooker and you get back in it, but he just didn't look like he was capable at one stage. But yeah, it just proves you don't stay in the top 16 for as long as Joe Perry has without having fight in you as well. So, great performance.
What a brown.
Yeah,
What a brown
along the
he's put
cushion
it
in the
there.
last year.
I mean, that's one of the shots of the tournament.
Woof! Congratulations,
Where have you
Joe.
found that brown from?
You've done it. We're just talking about the brown and the reaction to that in the final frame decider. Just give us that moment in your mind when it went in and you knew you were there.
We were forgiving you for if you played the safety shot on the brown. We're forgiving you.
No, I weren't playing safe there.
Yeah,
That was like the chance to. I just thought, this is my chance. You know, I should never have had a chance. And I thought, right, if I get one chance, I'm gonna go for it. And well, I don't know how I held myself together. Really.
Well, we actually saw
Well,
you say
I
to
didn't hold
yourself,
myself
come
together.
on.
They just went in. It's just one of them.
You do know that we'd all written you off in this match. How do you
Your
feel?
body language, the first half of the match, you never looked like you
I
fancied,
just felt,
fancied it.
from the very first break off, I hit the white and it moved about an inch and a half from where I was aiming. They've changed the cloth and I don't hit centre of the white and I hit quite low and I was just pushing everything off because the cloth's so reactive. It's so nice, but I just couldn't get it at all, and my confidence went a little bit, and I didn't fancy putting anything more than 6 foot away. But I just dug in, and it was weird because I was sitting in my chair when Barry didn't get on the red, and I needed a snooker, and I played the safe shot, and I thought if I can just pot red, black, and get him behind the pink, funny things happen, and well, they did.
And you blew a kiss to your dad there. He's been your greatest supporter,
Yeah,
Joe.
as soon as I'd done it, I just
shot.
thought, why did you do that? You know, I hadn't won the match, I shouldn't have done that, but I just couldn't help myself. I see him up there.
Well, 2 snookers on the pig, yeah.
No, yeah, but
Fair enough. It wasn't going your way at all, as we've discussed, and suddenly you get to frame 8. You needed a snooker, you got it. At what point did you start to believe that it was on?
well, like I said, I just sat there and I thought, if I could just get a red, black, get him tight behind the pink, get a snooker, I was thinking to myself, win the next game in one hit, it's gonna be, you know, worrying him because he should have won the match, and that was pretty much what happened. I almost won the next game in one hit. I just ran out of position like 60 in front or something. So it just put a bit of doubt in Barry's mind. So I didn't put any doubt in his mind at all tonight. I just didn't play well at all, and he was much better than me for about 7 or 8 frames.
Once he gave you a chance when he missed that long red when he was through the gap, the first few balls of that were very positively played to get that break going.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to just start messing about, going up for like easy colours, pinks and blues, because that can just make the end of the break quite tough. If I got the pink early, it would have tied a couple up, so I thought, get them open, and then it's just a matter of like not missing nothing easy and just doing your stuff.
And Joe, yeah, where's this come from for a start? But it's extraordinary. The build-up to this wasn't great, but briefly, can you tell us, 26 years of trying to get into a major final, and you've done it.
I know. Well, you know, you people. It's good to have good people around. You know, I've got my mum and my dad and my brothers and my partner now, and you know, you do doubt yourself as a snooker player. You know, every time you hit a bit of bad form and you lose some matches, you do doubt yourself. But you need people around you just to keep picking you up and just keep striving you on. Because, you know, I've been in the top 16 like 9 or 10 years, so I'm obviously good enough to sort of do all right. But this is the year, maybe.
Perhaps this is the year, perhaps tomorrow is your day, and we'll be back obviously to share it with you. Get some sleep, Joe, because you're back on the table at 1 o'clock, as are we. You've got to see this final. Joe against Ronnie, and it all starts 1 o'clock. Be there. See you soon. Bye.